Brazicout's secret weapon. PIX, sir, and the war to bring down the dollar. What if I told you that the last fortress of the dollar is no longer in Wall Street or Washington, but under siege far away in South America? The empire of the dollar, the shogun of global trade, once unchallenged, now faces enemy clans rising in unexpected places. The BRICS alliance lit the first flames of resistance, but Brazil and Argentina now prepare a weapon of their own, forged in the shadows, designed to cut the chains of the shogun once and for all. Its name is Sir, a shared currency designed not for domestic daily use, but for trade between nations, not just paper like the dollar, but anchored in substance, gold, oil, soybeans, lithium, and the lifeblood of two countries tired of kneeling before the shogun. But Sir is only one blade of this rebellion. Behind it stands another power, a power that is not steel, nor gold, but pure technology. The Brazilian innovation that astonished the world, PIX. At first, PIX seemed like a simple domestic tool, instant payments between citizens for groceries, bills, and wages. But in time, the world realized PIX was not just a convenience. It was a digital katana, a system so fast, so precise, so efficient that it inspired other nations to see within it the skeleton of a new financial age. Imagine this, a Brazilian exporter selling millions in soybeans to Argentina. Under the old rules, the trade was a mess. First, negotiate prices in dollars. Second, Argentina must obtain those scarce dollars at enormous cost. Third, the funds must pass through New York banks, who take their slice and their time. Fourth, the NSA watches every transaction. And fifth, if Washington disagrees, they can freeze the operation at will. Now imagine the world reborn under Sir and PIX. The Argentine company pays in pesos, which instantly convert through a PIX-inspired blockchain system. Within 30 seconds, the Brazilian exporter receives reals in his account. No dollars, no delays, no Wall Street middleman, no imperial supervision. Trade flows like water, unstoppable, immune to the shogun's grip. Cost, zero. Surveillance, zero. Control, zero. And so the empire trembles. Reports whisper that CIA analysts, NSA grids, and Wall Street banks all know the truth. Every billion traded outside the dollar's pipelines bleeds billions from their invisible empire. The fury that echoes from Washington is not mere pride, it is fear. Fear that the dollar may no longer sit as the sole throne of global commerce. Fear that a South American clan has raised its banner and declared, "We will." This plan did not appear overnight. The idea of Sir had already been whispered in 2019 under Bolsonaro of Brazil and Macri of Argentina. But the timing was not right. It was buried. Then came 2023. Lula takes power in Brazil. Argentina is collapsing under nearly 100% inflation. China offers swap lines. Russia offers digital know-how. Iran shares its experience in surviving sanctions. The perfect storm emerges. PIX had already conquered Brazil's streets. In only months, it transformed how people exchanged money, faster, cheaper, bypassing banks' sluggish systems. Economists worldwide hailed it as one of the most advanced payment platforms on earth. For Brazil's people, PIX meant everyday freedom. For strategists, it hinted at something much greater. Why should nations depend on the shogun's coin when PIX shows that technology could replace the dollar's fortress with speed and transparency? Quietly, alliances grew. Swap lines with China, data integration with Russia, technical support from Iran. Rumors spread that major companies like Petrobras, Vale, and JBS tested pilot transactions without the dollar, and every test that succeeds makes Washington weaker. For every billion that never touches the dollar, New York loses fees, Washington loses oversight, and the global financial throne cracks. Wall Street, normally arrogant, has begun to tremble. J.P. Morgan calls Sir a threat as serious as the euro once was. Goldman Sachs predicts hundreds of billions in flows. Citigroup whispers that if Sir expands across Latin America, the dominance of the dollar could shrink by nearly 40%. For the first time in decades, American bankers admit their fortress may not be eternal. Trump's fury, his letters, his tariffs, his speeches, all were not acts of power, but echoes of desperation. He felt the walls cracking. He tried to divide Brazil and Argentina, to punish anyone daring to disobey Washington. But the tide cannot be reversed. What began with the BRICS has now spread to South America. From one seed, new forests grow. A banner rises across the continent, and at its core, a Brazilian sword of light called PIX, a tool born to help citizens buy groceries, now a weapon that may strip the shogun of his crown. Trump's letter was not rage alone, it was fear. Fear that every billion outside the dollar is a nail in the coffin of America's invisible empire. So what does this mean for you, apprentice? It means the battlefield is not far away. It is not only between empires. It flows in your transactions, your wealth, your future. The war of finance is no longer between distant kings. It is in every coin, every trade, every choice. The sensei's lesson stands. Remember the 5 teachings. Diversify wealth. Study the enemy. Beware false promises. Guard your digital sword. And above all, seek knowledge. The true power is never the dollar, nor the BRICS, nor even the Sir. The true power is wisdom. And wisdom now whispers this: the empire once considered eternal is fading. The fortress of the shogun is cracking. Allies rise across the earth. BRICS, South America, Asia, even Europe, watching carefully, waiting for the right moment. The question is no longer if the dollar shall lose its throne. The question is, when? Prepare yourself, apprentice, For in the next mission, The Secret of Success, the ancient sensei will reveal the silent power of combining time, discipline, and persistence. Three invisible forces which, when united, become the most loyal ally you can wield in this war for wealth. Stay disciplined, keep your blade sharp, and your mind calm. For empires rise by might, but they fall when belief is lost, and the belief in the dollar has already begun to And apprentice, if you wish to sharpen your blade even further, I have left in the description ancient scrolls of financial wisdom. These are not promises of easy wealth, but teachings respected world over. Among them, one scroll stands out, Beyond Candlesticks by Nison, a legendary work unveiling the secrets of Japanese charting techniques, followed by traders for decades.
Alongside it, you will also find other powerful resources that I will not name here. Secret weapons waiting to be discovered by those who truly seek mastery. Use this wisdom with discipline and persistence, and remember, true freedom is won not by chance, but by knowledge.